Welcome, beautiful people, or welcome back to my channel. My name is El Nino, and I'm here to do your continuation world predictions for the rest of July and August. These are near future predictions that I have for you guys. This could be, coming up very soon. And also coming into the month of August. If you guys are new to my channel, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment where you're from down below, or if you want to say, hey, what's up? And also, thank you to my subscribers that have subscribed to my channel. I appreciate you guys so much. And let me know how you guys are feeling down below. How are you guys doing? So yeah, we're going to get started. Again, these are short predictions that I have. These are just very random things that I was picking up on and things that I see coming up in the near future across the world. And again, near future could be a month, 2 months, few days, weeks. But yeah, let's get started in 5 seconds. So for prediction number 1, I see that we're going to see massive floodings hitting around the United Kingdom. So places like England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, I see will be under. Sorry y'all, that was a oldies car, but confirmation. I see streets being flooded, areas being flooded, and I see high winds, and I see big cities like London, parts of Dublin, Ireland, the capital. I see estates, I see floodings around areas near cities being heavily flooded in the United Kingdom, and I feel like this could also result in possible airport shutdowns or delays with airports, okay? And I also see like floodings in the London Tube, and wherever there's subways, whether it's up or underground, I see there could be floodings like what we saw in New York City. And I see that there could be like delays as well with traveling with trains and all that. Alright, the next thing I see is we're going to see a major floodings hitting China again, and I feel like this could be around Hong Kong. I see strong winds, just like I see strong winds for the United Kingdom. I see strong winds hitting China and major floodings hitting around the city of Hong Kong. And I see like an advisory of a flood being in place for those areas. Okay. I also do see, so I'm looking at my notes because I want to make sure I have everything pinpointed. So I do see that we're going to also see a really huge explosion, or shall I say explosions, coming up. Just like we saw the one in Los Angeles with the 3 people. Remember I said we're going to start seeing 3 casualties, 3 incidences. I see 3 specific explosions. This could be around buildings, government buildings, centers, rehabilitation centers, hospitals, around airport parking lots and airports. I see could have these incidences, apartments, houses. I see we're going to see explosions, but I'm seeing 3 major ones. So this has to be in around 3 big cities. Also, fuel stations could also be hit with these explosions. This could be around Europe, and then I see several in the United States. We're going to see 3s, like 3 in Europe, 3 in America, 3 also in parts of South America. We're going to see these explosions, okay? Now, I wanted to talk about the Trump Epstein files, okay? Now, I did actually talk about it in my other predictions, but I wanted to look into Trump's natal chart and how his involvement with this is going to play out in the future. I apologize for that, y'all. I actually had a phone call come up. So, as I was saying, involving the Trump and Epstein files I got specific dates that are going to be very significant, but I want to talk briefly about his chart. And I did look at his chart, and we are in Mercury retrograde officially today, Friday. And I see that Mercury is in his 12th house, just entered his 12th house, and it's going to be conjunct his Pluto. And this is going to be with Mercury being communication and Pluto being secrets. We're going to see things being resurfaced, especially since it's a retrograde 12th house placement. We're going to see a lot of significant resurfacing of files, conversations. We're also going to see more information coming out about the alleged list. Okay, we're going to see Trump. We're going to see Trump. Trump is going to have a bit of a rough time this retrograde, and also regarding his health as well. Okay, now specific dates I see is July 29th, August 22nd, and August 29th. And this is pertaining to the Epstein files / his health. And this could also be other things that are going to be coming out, all right? Conversations with other people of power, people that don't have anything to do with this case. We're going to see conversations he's had with people in the past surface up with like messages, things being revealed, okay? Also do think he is going to have a falling out with his son Barron. I don't know if it's upcoming like right now, but I do see something about his son Barron. Okay, and I do see that there could be a falling out, and I see we're also going to see a scandal around Barron Trump. And then Barron, which I did predict before, has to be careful about his... He's going to definitely need a bodyguard, because I do feel like there's going to be some type of, threat towards him. Somebody might see him in public, and there might be some type of conflict that comes up, possibly around these dates. So between July 22nd to August 29th, those could also be very significant. Okay. Now, another prediction that I saw was we're going to see a earthquake striking Disneyland, California, and this is in Southern California, and I see around Anaheim, which I did mention, California was going to have many earthquakes, but I do see specifically Disneyland being shaken, so the epicenter could be near Disneyland or close to Disneyland, or it's felt around that area, okay? And I see that we're going to see that on the news. And I see that Anaheim, California, we're going to Pacific, either Anaheim, Santa Ana, that specific area, we're going to see like a huge human trafficking raid bust revealed, okay? This could be after this little shaking happens. I'm not getting like a big earthquake, but I do see an earthquake striking that area. Another prediction are earthquakes that I see coming up in the very near future. And I did write down certain countries and states, United States. And I see that we're going to see an earthquake specifically around Western Canada near British Columbia. This could be towards the border of California, Oregon. We're going to see like some type of earthquake activities. Also, we're going to see huge tidal waves, like kind of like tsunami waves, but smaller, striking the coast off of Oregon, British Columbia, west coast of Canada, and California. And I see that California, we are going to have an earthquake striking, and it's going to be around those same places that I saw. And also the coast will be hit, where we're going to see water. There might be a tsunami alert, a tsunami warning in place. Just like what we've had with Alaska, we're going to see that around that areas, okay? I see San Diego being hit with an earthquake, Los Angeles, parts of Mexicali, Baja California. And I see some type of shaking in Mexico City, as well as wildfires near Mexico City, or fires. And then I see there's going to be some type of floodings. And then I see there's a plane. So a Mexican plane, airline, or a airplane, I see that there's going to be, ooh, it looks like some crashing. I hope not. Either coming to Mexico or coming from Mexico. So it's going to happen inside of Mexico, specifically around Mexico City, or leaving, coming from or to Mexico is what I see. Okay? Mexico is going to be very significant. I also do see Japan, India is going to have earthquakes, South Korea, China, Russia, a big earthquake hitting the Middle East. I don't know exactly where. I mean, it could be like Iran, Israel, I see shakings, but this feels like it could be like near Iraq, Afghanistan area is what I see. And then I also do see we're going to see earthquakes striking again in Turkey and Greece. This could be 6-point up plus earthquakes. And of course, we're going to see Alaska. Alaska having shakings. Alaska's going to have another shaking, as well as a volcano eruption very soon coming up in Alaska again. And then I see Australia having shakings with earthquakes. Volcano eruptions. This is volcano parts. Alaska, South America, so areas like Colombia, Chile, Ecuador, Peru, Bolivia, Brazil I see being striked. I see Brazil with like floodings, and I see an earthquake in Brazil. And then I see that there's going to be some type of shaking on a mountain. So this could be like a volcano in or around Brazil. Or whatever country borders Brazil, if there's also a volcano or an earthquake bordering Brazil, it looks like it could affect that area of Brazil. So we're going to see again a lot of border earthquakes, border conflicts across the globe. Africa is another place I saw, East Africa specifically. And I feel like this could be around like Tanzania, Kenya, Ethiopia. I see being hit with another volcano eruption, as well as earthquakes. And these places I said, all these places are going to have earthquakes as well. And then I see also Guatemala, El Salvador having earthquakes and then volcano activities around those, as well as I see Costa Rica. There are going to be some type of shaking, earthquakes and floods, or on the coast of Costa Rica I see things being shaken up. Okay, Venezuela as well stood out to me for having like some type of activities around Venezuela, earth-related activities. Pay attention to the animal migrations. Just like how I said and what we saw in Yellowstone, the animals migrating out, we're going to see those common in every part of the world. We're going to see animals coming to our neighborhoods. Like if you're in, like for example, you're in California, coyotes, mountain lions. You know, we're going to see wolves, we're going to see bears, we're going to see these animals being more common in areas around Los Angeles, areas in California. We're also going to see fish, sea animals off the coast of California start to appear or even disappear from where they usually go. Remember I said the change of migrations with animals? And then I see East Africa, the Masai Mara, the Serengeti. I see there's going to be, again, a great shaking in Africa, volcano eruptions, and floodings as well. And I see we're going to see these animals migrating to different areas or migrating out of these national parks. And we're also going to see something about the crocodiles disappearing or crocodiles leaving the Nile River, the Masai Mara rivers, and then we're going to see crocodiles in the United States start to show up in different places, especially like Louisiana, Georgia. We're going to see them showing up at your doorstep, literally. We're also going to see zoos with animals are going to start to act strange. They're going to start to act up. We're going to also see zoos being, animals being either escaping, like running out or managing to escape, or literally jumping out of their enclosures or trying to. Be mindful, because there will be possible incidences with people coming to zoos, like people visiting zoos, and then there might be accidents where people are falling in, or there might be attacks, like animals kind of acting more erratic, especially monkeys, gorillas, lions. We were even going to see a situation where a zoo employee gets eaten or unalived by an animal. Okay? This could be United States, this could be in Europe. We're going to see that very common happening all over the world. And this is going to be a sign for natural disasters, earthquakes. Again, we're going to see birds hitting skies, record-breaking birds that it's going to look like Alfred Hitchcock movie. The birds, we're going to see buildings covered in birds, schools, airports flooded with birds, birds that we've never seen before. We're going to see that very, very common. We're going to see a theme park covered in birds. This could be Disneyland, this could be Six Flags. We're going to see that. Also, when that earthquake strikes Japan, we see Disneyland there being shaken. We see theme parks being shaken. We see theme park incidences, accidents coming up as well. We're going to see wild animals inside theme parks coming in. We're going to see, like in India, lots of elephants storming cities, storming markets, storming schools. We're going to see even animals appearing on universities, campuses, schools, high schools, elementary. We're going to see that. We're going to see incidences with kids as well with these wild animals, so be mindful. Be mindful. Okay? Be mindful. Another area I see with volcanoes, underwater volcanoes, as I see, we're going to see 3 huge ones coming up. Alaska, we're going to see ones in Asia, earthquake shaking oceans that are going to cause tsunamis and tsunami warnings to areas in Asia. Taiwan, Korea, I see there's going to be an earthquake, a volcano, what they said volcano first, then an earthquake striking North Korea. I don't even know if there's even volcanoes in North Korea, but I saw a mountain shaking in North Korea. This could also be just a symbol that there's going to be a big shaking in North Korea is what I see. Okay. We're going to see underground. We're going to see these underground tunnels being revealed through earthquakes, incidences, rescues. We're going to see a lot of people being found. We're going to even see people being found in caves people like families, children being highlighted, places that we've never even would have imagined that there was people we're going to see. And some of these people that will be found will not be native to the land. These will be people that are from other countries in these certain places. So look out for that. So an example, I don't like giving examples, but for example, let's say they find a cave underground in Italy, and the people under there are from China. Okay, we're gonna see that common theme coming up. So the people won't only be native to the land, we're gonna see a lot of people from other countries, but this could be tying into human trafficking. Especially with children essaying, we're gonna see that. And we see a big bust happening around, again, I see Anaheim, Southern California. We're going to see a human trafficking being exposed. We're going to see more children being exposed with families that have kept them captive across the United States, especially around the West Coast areas. Places being raided, and we find children. Also do see we're going to see huge floodings, huge floodings. See around Florida in the south, which I mentioned again in my other video. Huge floodings, and I see huge cities flooded. Like I mentioned again, I see New Orleans. New Orleans is going to be flooded heavily. Big cities in Mississippi, Tennessee, Indianapolis is what I heard. Indianapolis and Indiana. We're going to see reservations of Native American reservations being flooded. But we're going to see Native American people being evacuated or having to leave due to flash flood warnings and flash floodings. Okay. I see earthquakes striking the coast of the East Coast. So like New Jersey, New York, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Maine, we're going to see that coming up. We're going to see a lot of water. August is going to be a very hurricane weather hits that area, major tropical storms. Feels like a hurricane. Remember I said hurricane down the south, Louisiana, Georgia, Florida. We're going to see huge hurricanes, and I see around a category 5, 4 to 5, but it feels like a close to a 5, if not a 5. Okay. Again, animals on the loose, animals acting strange. We're also going to see a lot of bad air qualities coming up. So we're going to see cities that are going to be highlighted, brought to the media, because we're going to see a lot of people coughing, and there's going to be something we're going to see where people, and it looks like it could be kind of like chemtrails, but we're going to see like videos of things being dropped from planes down the sky and around cities, and it looks like some weird substance. I see gas in the city, people coughing because of gas, fires, wildfires. Possibly nuclear explosions, bomb explosions. I see coughing. I see a huge cities being polluted heavily with air quality issues, and we're going to see that around Asia, United States, Europe. We're going to see a lot of that coming up, even parts of Australia. I keep wanting to cough. There's like a wildfire coming around like the West Coast, so like Washington State, Oregon State, west of Canada. I see some type of, I see smoke. So it has to be in those specific areas. Okay. Also see, we're gonna see some underground tunnel in the Giza pyramids in Egypt, the Giza pyramids. We're gonna see some fire around the pyramids, what I did predict before. But in my vision, I saw literally the right side of the pyramid, smoke coming from inside, out of the seeping through the pyramid. I see there's going to be a fire. I see the pyramid is going to be on fire. Whether it's an explosion from under a tunnel that seeps up and it implodes a part of the interior of the pyramid, which causes something from inside to come through, like a fire flames, whether it's people doing something. I see a fire. Then I see floods around the pyramids, like puddles of lakes and floods are gonna hit around Egypt, as well as an earthquake. And then I see conflict around the Egyptian borders, bordering another country. I see some type of conflict as well. And then I see there's going to be another plane incident around a plane in Egypt, coming to Egypt or coming out of Egypt. Alright. So those are my predictions. That's what I got for y'all. Those are intense. So when I channel, I just get all that information, but sometimes I feel like a different person when I channel. I'm like, whoa, I feel like different. But yeah, guys, those are my predictions. A lot for the near future, but near future, again, time is fluid. But those are what I got for you guys, and I'm gonna post this, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.